Hi everyone, Sarah here, and I was messing with the audio again. So if you can hear me, just say that you can hear me, and I know you can't see me yet. Oh, okay, I can hear myself. Okay, that's great. Testing. Oh,
Oops, I'll turn that off.
Messing with some settings. Yeah, that's a different one. You're on it last week. Sign, and I'm
Hold
not
on.
there right
Okay,
now,
yeah.
I'm trying to check and see
Hold on. I can't get to where I want to be.
shut that off. If you can hear me, so let me. Okay.
You didn't want me to shut that off, trust me.
Well, that was last week's. Okay. Hi, guys. Yes, it's been a day. But I was trying to get my thing fixed. So when the black screen is up, you can't hear, because then my mom and I can make sure we have everything hooked up. And then when I'm on now, so you can hear me. So anyways, and yeah. So here we are. It is Thursday night. My mom's still trying to... Are you there yet, Mom?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. So we're on background sign, so we're good.
Okay, do you want me to go?
No, just stay right there for a minute. All right. So today's Thursday. I said it was quite a day because in the next 2 weeks, just getting ready for the warehouse sale, it's probably going to be a little frantic and frazzly up until the warehouse sale, but we'll get there. We're working on class kits, so hopefully those will go out next week Thursday or the following Monday. That'll still give them a week going priority to get to you. So yeah, I'll be here tonight. I'll be here next Thursday. Recap email will be coming shortly, but let's go down to the table.
All right.
Okay.
It's not in the same place. Where is it now?
It's
moved.
Yeah, it's moved. It's over here.
Oh, okay.
It's over there.
Overhead. I see it. All right, I'm down there.
That will teach me to try and fix things. Anyways, so first of all, preview of some upcoming class cards. So in our cards, we have this very simple sympathy card. I always do a sympathy card because unfortunately you always need them. So that's a cards. When we're doing 10 cards in 3 hours or so, you can't have them all be awesome. Or, well, I'm not saying this one isn't awesome, but you can't have all kinds of involved cards. So we have this, simple sympathy card that is in the cards. We have this one's a little bit more involved. So this is a step card. This one will be in the cards class. In the moving class, I think I showed you this one the last couple weeks. I showed you the shutter. Then kind of sticking with the same theme, we're doing a flip it card. So this one will be in the fun fold and interactive card class. And then also this one, which is a horizontal banded Z fold. So if you don't like camping, I've got this saying, but you could always put like a birthday or whatever. Thank you, thinking of you. So that'll be in the fun fold and interactive class. In the rubber necker class with doing backgrounds, this is just a brush blended background. So we'll be doing that. And another one in the rubber necker class I don't have here, but then we have the impression obsession class, which we are using the stencils. Well, first of all, let's go back to the rubber necker class. In the rubber necker class, you are going to get the stamp set because you're going to be doing the stamping yourself. Plus, we're going to make 4 cards in class. You're going to get extra card bases, extra layers, so you can make more cards. But you do need a black ink pad, preferably something that you can put some ink on, and a clear block or 2. So that's in the rubber necker class. But in the impression obsession one, we're using the stencils, and the stencils actually come with the class kit. And if you want to play with stencil butters with us, you can get some stencil butters from Valley Stamp and Scrap. Now I think I demoed those a couple weeks ago. We'll be doing those in class. That's how you get this really nice deep red on here, is with the Stencil Butters. If you're brush blending, you can't get that nice deep red like on a gold colored card. So if you want to try and play with us, or if you want to play along with the Stencil Butters, but you don't need Stencil Butters. You're going to get extra card tops. So like this is the corresponding card, we're making both of them. You'll get 2 of this cream colored card top in case you are not wanting to stencil butter. So, but if you want to jump outside of your comfort zone, we'll be playing with the Stencil Butters, and those are available through Valley Stampin' Scrap. So you do need to order those a little bit ahead of time, and we'll be using those 4 in class along with the 2 stencils. So let's go on to cards, because 2 weeks ago I started with a Stencil Butter, and I did this one, okay, and it's kind of raised, and this is on our Miri Lava. So, and this one's also from Impression Obsession. It's from Impression Obsession, and it's using that pearl white stencil butter. And I put it on there kind of thick, so it's kind of raised. So I was thinking about it. I'm going to finish this card tonight, but I was wondering, can you take and brush blend over the top of the Stencil Butters? Now, I don't know if you're supposed to. I know Linda's on here, so maybe she can tell me whether she does it, but I'm going to do it. So just to add a little bit of color, and I'm going to pick purple because it's Halloween, just to add a little bit of color to the white Stencil Butters. So, and not filling it in all the way, just kind of randomly doing some purple. So I'm just brush blending a little purple on top of the pearl white stencil butter. So
Thanks, Linda. Linda posted that link.
yeah, whether you're supposed to or not, I don't know, but I am. It's worth a try, right? Linda just posted a link to the Stencil Butters, so if you want to, try them out with us during class, you'll order those separately. I don't carry those. Linda is from Valley Stampin' Scrap, and that's the local store. So if you are coming to the warehouse sale in person, make sure you make it over to Valley Stampin' Scrap during our sale, because they're like, I don't know, how long does it take you to get? Probably 10 minutes right off the highway. So yeah, so I just added a little bit of purple brush blending to the white stencil butter. I didn't fill it in all the way, because if I was going to fill it in all the way, I may as well have just used a purple. But say the Stencil Butters maybe don't have the shade you're looking for, you can just brush blend over the top of it, depending on what your background color is. Because my background color is black, it doesn't matter that I did a little bit of purple over the top of it. So that's our spider web, and I did cut out a few things just to go with the spider web, and I'm not exactly even sure what I'm going to use, because yeah, I didn't totally put it together. I just cut a few things out, and we'll see. Now the other thing is, my layers for an A2 card are going to need to be smaller. So I've never cut anything with dried stencil butter on it, so I'm going to do that right now. So let's see, this is 3 1/2, so 3 3/4 by 5, so 4 3/4 approximately. I did cut some other layers, so let's see, which side do I not like as much? We'll see if I cut the right side.
Linda said it's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yep, go visit Linda at Valley Stampin' Scrap if you're coming to the in-person sale.
I said, yeah, just you'll be there in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Penny can't see the entire screen when she types to make a post.
I think I'm not sure why. So, anyways, so let me just layer these on top of each other. So, yeah, I figured that last week I started with the Peerless, and I wanted to do a safari scene, and I didn't get a chance to do that. So tonight I'm going to do that, but I figured I would try this out with the stencil butters, brush blending over the top of them, and I do kind of like that, adding a little color to it. And then we're going to go on to the Peerless watercolors. So I didn't have time to plan out a different card, so I just figured, well, I was going to do that last week and just didn't get to it. So let's go to that this week. I much do prefer white paper over working on the matte if for putting my layers down. I can see better, and it might just be my eyes. So, but if you are doing the rubbernecker class and probably the stencil class, the glass mat will be handy because you can just get it dirty and then you can wipe it right off. So yeah, I think I'm going to put the boo on there. I think I'm going to put my little layer down here. And then I'm going to raise the boo up. Now I'm not sure if I want the glitter behind it. Maybe if I don't put that there. Yeah, so let me attach these two together. And I do have my micro dot adhesive to attach them together. Although this is kind of thick, so I probably could pull out my my ATG and hit those lines. Oh, no, they are too thick. So the micro dot adhesive will probably work better. But I already started with this, so I do like my ATG gun. So I'm just going to offset those a little, and I think I'm going to pop that up with some foam tape. Whoops!
Oops.
Ooh, that was a big crash. So let's get my foam tape out. We'll pop that up. Now, if you're coming to the in-person sale, one thing that's different is normally I cut foam tape for you. Actually, if you've taken my classes at Stamp Away and stuff, I usually cut my foam tape and have it pre-cut for you. And I don't think I'm going to do that this year because this foam tape, although I've come to like it or deal with it, it doesn't come off of the ribbon spools like the old foam tape used to. So even though I'm making do, you will probably not be as spoiled at my classes this year with your foam tape being pre-cut for you. Unfortunately, because yeah, that helps things kind of move along. But I did try to stick some to a ribbon spool, and it like ends up really sticking to the ribbon spool. My other thought is I could put some tape on them, duct tape, which is how I send out foam tape when we do shaker cards, and then I could still do that. So still working on that. It might be a time issue thing too. So yes, Jean is asking if you should bring your own foam tape. That would probably be great. I will have foam tape here, but it won't be pre-cut for you. So yes, if you have a foam tape and you're coming in person, I will also be sending out an email to all the in-person peeps and the virtual peeps with what supplies you'll need.
Is the boo layered with purple?
The boo, I'm going to turn it over in just a minute. It is layered with the silver on top of the purple.
Okay.
So we'll turn it over in just 1 second. I tend to offset. I don't have a lot of dies that have like the borders around them, so I just tend to offset my dies a lot. And after the Boo card, then we'll go on to a Peerless card where we'll do like a safari sunset. So the Boo is in the purple mirror card, and then it has the silver shimmer glitter behind it. And then I think I'm going to do my spider in purple also. And then we'll move on from the web card. So yeah, just quick and easy. I did have a little bit of dry time because I did do that. It didn't take 2 weeks to dry, but I did it on camera. I did the background with the spider web stencil from Impression Obsession and using the pearl white stencil butter. And then tonight we used our brush blending over the top of it in purple. So we have our little Halloween card. I'm a two-fisted ATGer tonight. Let me put those both away for a minute. So that's our Halloween card. So let's go on to our Peerless. Okay, so we'll set that aside. Now for our Peerless, again, we'll just talk briefly about them. They are sheets of watercolor and they're baked on, so it's very concentrated color on each sheet. Okay, and last week we looked at our three different watercolors. We looked at our cold press watercolor, our 110-pound ultra white felt, and then our 100-pound smooth watercolor. Moving in order from what this can take the least amount of water, although it does take a good amount. And then the Royal Ultra White Felt, you can put a fairly good amount. Now the cold press, you can put as much water on it as you want. I could probably re-wet it, and this would probably re-blend. But I'm going to go on to our 140-pound. Okay, and I pre-cut this circle. This is ellipse tape. I don't sell it. It's from Judykins. I don't know if Judykins still carries it. But it was like a 6-inch roll, and I was able to punch a circle. So the ellipse tape is like a masking tape. Rather than just having one little strip of masking tape, this is like a 6-inch roll. And I used the very last of my roll to do this circle. So I really, really, really need to get some more. But I'm going to put that down. Well, actually, I'm not going to put that down yet. I am going to take my yellow, and we just talked about this briefly last week where I made kind of a wash because I want to do this whole background, and I don't know if my brush is clean. I might have to check that out. I'm just going to see if I forgot that I have like a glass thing here, so I don't actually even need a block. But I pulled my block out so I could put some water on it. Oh, good thing I checked my brush because it is dirty because I was playing earlier this week in here with green and purple and brown. So hang on, sorry about that. I should have cleaned my brush ahead of time. So you'll also need a water spritzer with our rubber necker class to do some different backgrounds. Because in that class you will get some of the cold press watercolor, you'll get some of the 110-pound felt, the smooth watercolor, just to play around and make some different backgrounds.
So Robin says scrapbook.com carries eclipse tape.
Oh, scrapbook.com. Okay, good to know, because I do need to order some more. Sorry about this. My brush is totally dirty. Okay, so anyways, for making a wash, usually I'll have a glass mat and I'll put some water on it, and I'll pick up, I want yellow because I want a really light yellow, so I'm just mixing some of my Peerless watercolor with some water just to make a wash, because I want just a really, and I even want lighter than that. Because I just want that washed across the back. Because my sun, I don't want white. I want it to have a little bit of color to it, but then I want to add color around it. Sometimes it's helpful when you're doing the whole thing, especially if you have dirty fingers, to have your paper a little bit longer, so then you can hold it down. So, and if you get too much water on there, you can always take a piece of paper towel and blot it, or if you get too much color on there, you can take a piece of paper towel and blot it. I'm going to dry it just a little bit because I want my ellipse mask to stick to it, and if it's too wet it won't stick. So I'm just drying it just a little bit just to get my mask to stick.
How long do you think the Peerless watercolors will last?
What was the question?
How long do you think the Peerless watercolors will last?
Oh, well, they last a pretty long time. It honestly really depends on usage. I use the yellow a lot, so that's one color that I go through more. Now you can buy individual sheets. Oh, a skewer to hold down your card. That is a great idea.
That is a great idea, isn't it?
Sometimes I have toothpicks ready. So now I'm going to get my mask down. And okay, so now I'm going to pick up, I'm going to start with my yellow because I want my yellow at the top. And I'm going to use a bunch of different, I'm just going to go in different shades through the book so it gets a little bit darker. And I do have my little thing here with water on it, rather than always squeezing out the water.
How big are the individual Peerless sheets, Sarah?
They're the exact size of what's in here. I think. I'm almost sure they are this same size as what's in the book.
Robin holds her paper down with a wooden clothespin. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea too. And then you can kind of blend your colors together. I'm going to go to, so it was deep yellow, and now I'm doing orange yellow.
Two and a half by 6.5, like in the book. Thanks, Melinda.
Yep. I thought that they were the book size. I've ordered those when we've done them in class. I've ordered the sheets so I can cut them up because I've given you guys like little swatches of them. I'm trying to keep mine not super wet because doing it in front of you all, I'm going to have to dry it in order to stamp on it. But you can take and you can do some of your, you know, your oranges up here to add just a little color. The next one is flesh tint. We don't want that. Then I have pink. I don't want that.
Nice, Penny. Penny uses a clip on a stick.
Oh, nice.
A paper clip, Penny?
Then we have Jamocha Scarlet. And that's pretty dark, but that's okay because we can blend it out a little. So you can take and add some of these darker colors, even little streaks up here. You know, we may want to blend that out a little bit more, but it's a sky, so skies are not perfect.
Oh, the sunsets lately have been really pretty.
And then I want to get to, oh, I haven't tried the Royal Crimson. Let's try that color. Oh, it's even deeper. There we go. You can see I've never used that color. Kind of like that. Okay, and then there's brown. Actually, this book is newer, so I haven't used this book a whole lot. I've got 2 books in my stamp room. And I think the other one I totally used up my yellow. And my blue and my green I tend to do a lot too.
Thanks, Penny. Penny uses a clip with a mini jaws that clamp down like an alligator clip, I suppose.
Oh, nice, yeah. So there is my sunset, or my background scene. Okay, so now I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to take my mask off. So first I'm going to dry it. And at any point I could add more color to it if I wanted to. Like after I dry it, if I don't like something, I can add a little bit more color. But, so there is our sun.
Roach clips. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the glass mats are nice because then you can just wipe it up. And I think I'm pretty dry already. But see how easy it was to blend on that cold press watercolor and with the Peerless? So I have not done watercolors a whole ton. I think the Peerless makes it pretty easy to do watercoloring and make you look good at it. So this is a stamp from Impression Obsession. I probably have another one, but this is the one I happen to find. So I'm using my platform. If you have a clean stamp, you can do it this way. You can actually like position it where you want it and make sure that you have, like right now I was using clear stamps in it, so it said clear. I want to turn it over so it says rubber. And you can actually pick up you can position your stamp where you want it and then pick it up.
Yeah.
Now, with the cold press watercolor, it soaks up the ink so fast that you really do, if you're using a silhouette stamp like this, you really do need to have it on a platform. Because then you can stamp it multiple times, because I can guarantee you usually you're not going to hit it all on the first stamping with the silhouette on the cold press. Watch me do it. But usually you don't, or usually I don't. And I'm just going to let that sit there for a minute while I clean up a little bit of my mess. I didn't even need my paintbrush. I did it all with the water brush. Usually when I'm doing a bigger area, sometimes I prefer the paintbrush because then I can do it a little bit faster. Yeah, see, it didn't fill in quite as good as I wanted. So I'm going to do it another 1 or maybe even 2 times. If you're using the Royal Ultra White Felt, that has dimples in it. So you're not going to, it's hard to get in the dimples of that. So I did show this with using with using alcohol inks, but then we explored the embossing, and embossing sometimes on the Yupo is harder. So there we have our scene. Look at how beautiful that is. So I will mount this on something for a recap video, but for now I'm just going to set it aside.
Oh, that is so pretty. And that's just what that looks like in Africa too. I can tell you that.
So yeah, I did bring a word stamp, but I didn't bring a layer or anything to put on it. So it just says simplify. So simplify your life. So anyways, that is how to do a sunset with the Peerless watercolors. And like I said, I'm no expert at the watercolors. So super easy though with the cold press, because the cold press makes it easy to work with because it doesn't soak in all the way. You can blend it pretty well. Now these I put lines on there purposely just because the sky's not always perfect. Now I did, what time is it? Do I still have time?
It is 6:34.
6:34. So we'll just do this really quick. But this is on the, oh, look at my hands are super dirty. Oh, crud.
Should I get the spritzer out?
No, we're good.
A hose?
So, yeah, hose. So this one, because I made such a mess out of it, I'm probably going to do it and then cut it out and mount it. But if you are just wanting to color something in, if you're just wanting to color something in, this I did emboss. You don't have to, but I'm just going to pick up my color and basically just color. So now I can decide what color I want it. So maybe I want to go with something, maybe I want to go with purple. So Wisteria Violet. So I can pick up that color. Oops. Not Wisteria Violet. Hang on a second. Oh, it is Wisteria Violet. I just did not have my brush clean. So anyways, you can pick up that color and you can start out dark and then you can pull your color over and lighten it up as you do your petal. Let's see if I can cover this one up in purple. Probably. But yeah, you can just pull your color from the dark side over to give your flower petals some dimension. So this flower has one odd petal. Or you can pull your color up so it's lighter at the tips. And again, you could wash it, you know, and I can pull some color off of one of the other ones, but I could do kind of a wash on the whole thing and then go in and fill in your highlights with a little bit of dark. So that's an option too. So yeah, if you are just new at watercoloring, the Peerless watercolors make it easy to watercolor with. The Peerless and a brush, and a water brush.
Embossing is nice because it catches the watercolors in the area you want them. Yeah.
That is super true. And that's why I did that, probably without even thinking about it. I'm trying to get some of these dark spots a little lighter. So, anyways, just a little bit more fun with our Peerless watercolors. And you saw the preview of what we're doing in some of our classes, and then the Halloween card, the Stencil Butter, brush blending on the Stencil Butters. So I'm going to futz with my flower later because I think I'm past my normal half an hour. So yeah, that's
Thanks
I
for
can do-
hanging
fix
with
this one.
us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us for the last half an hour. And we will see you next week, Thursday. Watch for my recap email. That will be coming soon.
Oh, wow, that's really pretty, Sarah.
So, okay. I'm going to cover up that bad petal. There. So anyways, Peerless watercolors, and then we also did our Stencil Butter and our Halloween card. So thanks for joining me tonight, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.